Hello, everyone. Um, First time doing this. Don't know what to expect, but let's see what happens. And if I do not answer your question, I can message you in private for more answer. Let's see what goes on because again, I do not know how this works, so I'm not computer savvy. Um, Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am just a regular person. I do not have any kind of special training. I don't read. I don't watch TV. I don't do anything that a normal person, well, so to speak, does as far as getting my information. The way I get uh, my information is an internal process, and that internal process goes into specifics of my death at 6 years old and my second death at 18 years old. So I do not really have any real truth to tell you besides my own truth. And the truth is that I know nothing. I really know very, very little. And the few things that I know are based on observation. So if there is any questions, I will be happy to answer them. I do not particularly have any kind of subject to go over. I do understand or stand under the thought that everything is against us in this magical world. And it is created in a way from external sources to control not just our minds or our brains, but also control our hearts. This world is an amazing library of information. In my opinion, it's one of seven libraries on a galaxy, and it it is a galaxy that holds DNA, and this DNA matrix has a lot of vortice fucking what is it? Vortices in the form of crystal. So Earth being a library, it contains many different life forms that are valid. What the hell does this say? Hold on one second. Is there a place on Earth that energy portals like chakras? Or is it also places that are related to our body, parts like ears? There are places on Earth that are energy points, and there are seven major points on Earth, just there are seven major points in our body. We all know them. If you're into the metaphysics or the Buddhist version of what these things are, point is our ears, our eyes, our nose, anything with us a contact with the senses, their chakra vortices or chakra points that are enhanced because the senses, and there's seven senses and not five. So each sense is based on electrical, biological processes that are carried out through cells. Okay. Is there ever a corner, an energy point? Yes, every corner is an energy point. Every corner has a specific point of energy, whether it's, God, this is a tough question because it's like a long freaking subject. We exist in the center of any given corner because this is the third dimension. And being the third dimension, we have 3 points that we can observe at any given moment. There are seven that are available to us, yet we only experience the three to four. And there are sensitive people out there that can experience up to six. So it's not something that I can truly explain. Why? I know I'm having a hard time explaining all this stuff because it is funny because I don't know how to react. Um, Thanks, Ashley, and thank you, Julia. What it is at any given second, right? We are existing in a center of consciousness, and this consciousness is based on our senses, and it's based on the elements in our realm, and it's also based on how we perceive. We perceive through our information that we gather. And all this information we gather creates a perspective, basically. And that perspective comes out as who you are. And who you are and how you interact with the world, uh, people make sense of you. Not everybody's here in a point of peace. There is a little under 1% of the human population that is here for in bad purposes. In other words, they cannot feel their actions. And by them not being able to feel their actions, they're actually creating harm upon the 99 point whatever part of the people that are here for peaceful purposes. Now, energy points and energy chakras and places on earth that have certain places that are sacred. I know for a fact there is one place that is guarded meticulously by individuals that are levels of high intensity as far as not only combat, they're true warriors, in other words, but they're not only combat ready, but they're also psychic. So the attacks happen etherically, non etherically. And these points are basically sacred. Um, Hold on one second. I'm trying to read the chat at the same time and it's not working. Howdy. How are you? How are you? Um, so please ask questions. That's how this thing goes. I do not have an opportunity to answer like fully because I'm trying to get answers questions and answers answered over here. And it's not how I thought it would be, but it's pretty funny. Let's see what we got here. What about Area 51? Area 51 is a legitimate place. Air Force has declared it as being a legitimate base. What is your question on Area 51? Uh, is there little green men there? Not exactly. There's other things there. Um, what the? Is that place being guarded in the US or elsewhere? The sacred portal is being guarded out of the United. It's not in the United States. Um, it is where the controllers or the less than 1% that don't care about the rest of us want to move the new center of power. I cannot be specific and tell you exactly where because I'll be giving out the location. And we have to protect our location at all costs. Okay, let's see here. Is that place in Super Garden? Yes, that is the place that is super guarded. And it's super guarded with, again, humans that are very high level spiritually and physically. That's my dog right there. Let's go. Who is that? Oh, is that's my friend Alex? Thank you, Alex. Um, so hopefully, like going forward, I will have better interaction with the questions. Again, it's I have to put on my reading glasses on because I'm blind as a bat. Um, it's easy to talk in person with no glasses. Haha. Only wear them when you farm. Usually, fact. Where? Where what? Actually, let me see what is going on here. If I wear my glasses, right? You see how the glare like comes off the thing up top here, and I'm not happy with it. It's like, okay, how's that? Is that better? Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Now I could just maybe wear and freaking talk at the same time. I don't know. I spelled the first one wrong, so okay. Let's see here. Okay, so you're talking about the spelling, Ashley. Yeah. Uh, If I give certain information out, the reason why I have not done this for such a long time, gone live, or written a book about it, there is entities out there that are not human friendly, and they are looking on not only to destroy us but also to conquer our existence. Um, it has to do with beings that are etheric, that have been here for a long time. It has to do with beings that are under earther, which have been here for hundreds of millions of years. And these beings are not liking us. They're not liking the possibility that we can create, and they can't. Um, so demons are real, possessions are real, and things will mess you up if you are not mentally prepared to protect yourself. So I will not put any type of monk in jeopardy just by saying information that is not important. Okay. It got so bad I had to make coffee to eat to drink this late at night. Ah, how you doing, Johnny? Yes, I am back at it, brother. It's not that I'm back at it. I've had enough. A lot of people are seeking and searching for information, and there is nothing but bullshit and lies online. Not only is it bullshit and lies, if you believe in a religion and a religion makes you a better person, I'm all about that. Become full of integrity, become full of like good. There's nothing wrong with believing in something that gives you some form of hope to empower yourself, to better yourself. Okay. However, there is so much shit, there's so much lies, there's so much unreal information out there that I had to come and speak up. And just so y'all know, I am not in any way, form, or shape gonna ever hurt myself. So if something does happen, it's not me. I had to put that out there just in case, John. Um, and this is why I don't wear glasses. That reflective thing in my glasses is stressing me. Um, the uploading method. Being able to engage with the audience is a great way to grow a channel. Thank you, John. And it's hard because again, I'm not the world's brightest guy. I'm just a regular guy. My vocabulary is limited, Johnny, and people judge, and you know how that get is. And that judgment is what creates the aggressive nature of our species We really are the same, yet everybody sees themselves better than other people because they're weak. And that weakness brings on different forms and different feelings and emotions. And we all know that emotion is what you take to death with you. So that has a lot to do with the fear that is in this world today. And that fear is something that my word has been trying to challenge for years. I began this journey back in 2010 when I truly had my first true meditation of a vortex. And this brought me to a space of unknown depths. And from there, I began helping others in 2011 or 12. And by helping others, I have learned myself, and I have learned how to uh, not harm the word, because the word is the magical part of this world. The words that we all stand under is what crushes. Um, the phone, I don't know. It's not mine. The phone is not mine, Alex. My Louie is here with me, and and her phone's going off. uh, Buried under a pillow, dog. Thanks, Johnny. Yes. Bury your phone under a pillow, woman. I just got the holy symbol. Again, I'm not going to knock anybody's religion, but I am going to speak the truth if I am asked. And everything is as it should be at any given moment, and I'm not going to hold my word or hold back. I don't know. I'm trying to figure this thing out. I wish I had more technology like under my thumb because my thumbs are green. They're not freaking black. So, hey, bury your phone under a pillow, they say in Korea. She says, bite me. So that's pretty cool. 8 of you are watching. So far, there's only a couple of you interacting. I would like to see others ask away if possible. Please. Let's see what we can do with this thing. Yeah, there's really not much I can do besides start a Q&A. I don't know what that means. Um, that's about it. Should title of the video be Ask Me Anything? What are your values and morals? Well, values and morals are created from birth. Values are created through your perspective. Morals is part of your matrix, your soul. Values is something that relates to a specific region of where you were raised and born, and it depends on your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, your nephews, the books you read, the TV you watched, the magazines you see. Morals is part of the integrity that you were born with. Okay. So that 1% will have false morals and false integrity to lower or take people in and say it's going to be okay. Meanwhile, you're done. You will no longer be living. The 99 point something of us that have the integrity and morals intact from birth create values to live in a region or space that we're in, right? So when you're talking about values, it's more of an external existence, where morals are more of an internal existence. The true existence is internal. The false existence, the external, but that is the existence we all survive in, and that is what's real to most of us. Where the morals and integrity that are within us are universal. When we are born um, with that skill set of integrity and morals that develops into our personality and truly comes forth around 4 or 5 years old. At the seventh year, with the first closing, um, that pretty much sets up who you're going to be until you're 14. And then from 14, it's pretty much going to set up who you're going to be until you're 21. And from 21, it's going to set up who you're going to be until 28. Now, the first cycle starts at 24. 24 is when morals and integrity take over your existence. And if you were meant to be a murderer, you would be. If you were meant to have less ideal morals, you would have them. If you were meant to be balanced and pretty much 80 to 95% of the population, then you will. If you were meant to be part of the top 1% of the population, then you will. And all these things line up at the age of birth. That first second, the second you pass through, the second spirit enters. Spirit is the realm and the vibrational aspect of the realm. That is when your morals or your integrity or yourself truly enters. Okay. Because at death, all you're seeing is shimmers of light, and these shimmers of light are creating um, a reality that is not yet present, and it could be anything from past lives to future lives. Yet, the morals and integrity and the morals of who you really are always with you. When you're in that void and you're in that darkness, there is nothing present that is not at all representative of you. What is representative of you is your actions. And that is where your emotions go to create part of the universe. And that's what adds value to who you are and what you are. So, values is based on the realm, morals is based on soul, right? And when you actually understand the difference, there is no sense in holding on to that, because the more you hold on to what you're trying to define yourself as being morally righteous or morally proper, the more you are degrading yourself from that purpose. And that's not what you're here for. You're here to help. You're here to give back. You're here to create. You're here to create a realm of peace and compassion. You're not here to destroy this realm. Very small percentage are, and it's okay. And we must be sad for them, not in a way that you pity them, but in a way that you can actually give them a hand up and help them rise and find their morals, because eventually they too come around and find their morals. And at one point, we were also at their bad place, but now we have come out of it. Okay, does that make sense to people or no? Coffee. Cheers. What do you say? Yeah, Mr. Johnny. I mean, the value of your answer, right, is also based on who you are. Because if it's a yeah or a no, it's based on who you are. And it's okay truly to say yeah or no, because that expresses the value that it has, that we have on this realm, because together we make it a reality. This realm is not created equally for everybody. Okay. And we can change that. Every single one of us on this planet can make this world a living paradise. And in the biblical term, that place did and does exist. In any other term, that paradise is eternal. And eternity is where we truly exist. Okay. We look up in the sky and we see stars. Well, what do our cells look up and see? They are the stars. Our cells do not see stars, they are the stars made from stardust. So we are forever. Okay. And thank you, Johnny. It does make sense. But it's something that has to be realized, not in just words, but in feeling. Feeling is what creates the emotion, and the emotion is what we carry through. Carry through the other side. Before the darkness, because we only remember the darkness. We don't remember anything else before that. So, any questions? I got 6 people on again, but only few interacting. There's a lot of shy people out there. 7, and there's a lot of shy people out there. All right. The way this works is again, there is questions and there's answers. Oh, by the way, Alex, did I answer your values and morals? I hope I did. Thank you. Sorry, sir. Every time I see you, I forget what I was going to ask you. Why is that? Why is that so common that people forget to ask questions or people have questions and then we forget, right? If you write it down, you're still going to forget to take out the piece of paper where you wrote it. It has to do with time and now. Where you are now is what's real. And the distraction itself is your existence in the present because we have so many things going through our minds and we have so many different things happening at the same time that the distraction is real. And that is the value of this realm. The value of this realm is the actual distraction that we limit ourselves from expanding. Okay. Because that distraction is what takes our focus and shines a light on it. And that light is nice and bright and shiny and beautiful, just like my face right now. See all the light sparkling off my glasses and everything else? Okay. So those small, minuscule seconds pass like this. And when your consciousness is created and realized in a second, where is the time for you to remember? Where is the time for you to prioritize what it is that's important to you? Because the distraction is more real than the actual thought that you have to release who you are and what you are. Does that make sense, John? So he says, a part of me thinks that those moments where I'm just being existing, that thoughts cross my mind. But when I'm with you, I'm engaged in conversation at hand. Unless the conversation manages to touch on whatever that thought was, I'll remember until we've departed, which makes complete sense. Or I can completely get you totally stressed out and upset. And you will be like, that guy's an asshole. That guy sucks. You know what I'm saying? And I do that for people too on purpose because they have to have the balance. You got the bad and the good. You can't just have love and light, love and light. That's bullshit. You got to accept the bad with the good. How can you eventually separate your emotions from others, from how others are treating you? Their reactions are almost like distraction. Okay. So, how can you eventually separate your emotions from how others are treating you? Their reactions are almost like distractions. There's your answer. Their reactions are like distractions, Joe. It's not you, it's them. You now take their reaction or their word or their action or whatever it is and make it yours. When in reality, it's not you at all. You are existing and being who you are, right? And you are creating your reality. Just like they are creating their right to give you the stress or the headache or the agita or the heartburn, whatever the hell you want to call it, right? You can actually choose to not take what they say and control you. The distraction is you taking the words and creating a positive and negative flow. Positive and negative flow is being your thoughts. Your thoughts, right, are inseparable. You think in your words, you think in your language, you think in whatever the hell you want to talk about, but it's your thoughts. The communication now starts going back forth with you first. Before you use your mouth to talk back to them, there's a communication internally happening, right? And that distraction is them giving you that dialogue that goes on in here, right? Your brain cannot interact. It has been programmed from childbirth to have a certain aspect of your morals and your integrity. So you're going to interact with yourself before, and it could be for days, it could be for seconds, but eventually you're going to interact. Okay. Yeah, but can't their energy waves hit you? If their waves are coming at you, doesn't it hit you and distract you anyway? The energy waves, what are you talking about? We all interact. Spirit itself is created by heart rhythm. Heart rhythm of every living creature on this planet creates spirit. Spirit is the interaction of energy waves, and the energy waves is what creates the vortices that we take on as reality on this realm. Trees have different forms of vortices created. Rocks, plant, chemicals, they have different interactions that create the vortices and so on. Okay. Now, the waves that are coming at you is the illusion, right? And the way we interact with our thoughts, with ourselves, is also the illusion of this being real. Because you can have a reaction without me poking at you. So if I poke at you, you're going to poke back at me. And this yin and yang, this interaction is what makes this reality real. What if you were there on your own? What waves would they be? How would this world be an observable conscious realm if we didn't exist? If no human existed on this planet, what and how would spirit integrate into this world? We don't know because we have not experienced that. Okay, think about that. If we were alone, what would be poking back at us? What would actually make sense to us? It wouldn't. It wouldn't exist because when you are setting up, yes, it is playing genuinely, Ashley. When this goes back to you existing, you exist with others. You don't exist alone. So that reaction, that interaction is the sacred aspect of our consciousness. We don't see it like that because the distraction is such that it's an A and B conversation. It's a switch. See, the switch happens in our brain, and that brain has all of these things that are caught up, right? And that is what creates uh, the strife. That is what creates the difference between your integrity and your morals and what it is and values. It's all related. Julie asks, are we representation of a vortex because we also exist above and below? Absolutely. That vortex is the reality of your existence, Julia. That vortex is visible if you, say, shine a light on a white background with ripples. You will see the vortex, and that vortex is what creates this reality. Um, the, the esoteric knowledge is waters above, waters below. Well, it goes more than that, where it's in and out. So it's a complete bubble, a complete circle that you exist in the center of. And the vortex is the what do you want to call it? The fractal that we all live in the yellow submarine, like my wall. What do I mean above and below? Um, as above, so below. It's one of the seven principles of the what do you call that thing? Billion thing. So we exist um, not just here on this realm, but we exist also out of this realm. So it's above and below, and it's in and out as well. It's a complete circle that we can't comprehend. Like when you make an illusion, you create the illusion that others can't see. But if others are in your shoe, not only can they see it, but they be making the illusion. Okay. So the interaction is such that everything moves, right? And everything begins and ends. The interaction that we are here representing this reality also means that we are elsewhere representing the reality. And both realities are just as valid, but the validity is only seen by the illusionist, the person that is creating the illusion. Up here, they're creating a different illusion that we're observing, and down here, they're creating an illusion that we're observing. So the interaction is valid. Okay. Um, did I answer your question, Joe? Because it's a long subject, and I can take days explaining it to you. Um, and that was a very good question, Julia. If the vortex or the fractal wasn't a connecting point, then we would not have a representation in darkness, and dreams wouldn't be possible. And what else would be possible? Death would also be very difficult, um, even though the universe's death never really seals because it goes on to another universe. So the Big Bang is just another universe. So is everything essentially a point of light in which create the shape of a vortex? Interesting, because recently there was a study and they actually captured a photon, and they took a picture of this photon, and they thought they weren't going to see much. But what was in that photon was interesting patterns uh, that shows there is something in that photon, right? So at a point of light, when we shape and create this reality, that is the point that we can perceive in our mind, in our brain, right? So that perception, that reality that we exist in, it needs light in order for it to manifest. So without that light, without that photon being presently active, whether it's internal or external, because your cells are firing off light every single second. Your cells have space that is so small and tiny in it that light can't escape, or escapes in a very small form. So inside you, that vast open space in that cell, right, which is so tiny we can't even see it, light can't escape. So if light can't escape from internal, light can't escape from above either. So they call that a black hole. Well, that black hole is not an actual point. The actual point is existence, is point A and point B colliding. And point A and point B colliding create a form of light that is dark. So the vortex is created. We don't see it because it's dark. We can't see the vortex because it's dark. Yet light is what creates it. I don't know. It's something that's very powerful in the mystical world. Okay. Can we feel it? Yes, you can actually feel it. Hold on 1 second. Ugh, crap, Wally. I don't want to run out of battery, guys. Oh, that was close. I just got my low battery warning. Uh, can we feel it? You cannot feel it. You can see it. Again, we have seen it um, just from the high beams of a car. Right? If you take a car and you flash the high beams a certain yards away, like maybe 200 yards away. Okay, so what is going on here? My computer's acting all wonky. Oh, it's just me because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But again, I was saying, but the car 200 yards away on a rippled white background, the light flashing on it, you could see the vortexes. And yes, we can interact with them. Out of all seven senses, you just sight to experience it. No. Sight is one. Electromagnetism, not electromagnetism. Intuition is the other. Okay. It's something that I will show you a video next time I see you. I've captured it. Is there anybody on that has actually seen it with me? Ashley? Yes. Did you see the ripple or the vortex? I know. I'm all out, man. I'm all done. I think you showed me in the parking lot at night outside your old shop. Yes. Yes. Alex, yes, that was different, Alex, but it even got more intense in that ripple white background because the vortices, how can I explain it to you? It's like fluid, it's like water going through a stream. It's that fast and that powerful. And the way we interact with it is through a heart. A heart, Julia. You interact with it through your heart. You are a vibrational being and you do create this reality. So technically you are interacting with it with your vibration. Your heart is the only thing creating vibration, and sometimes your butt, but that butt is fire, it's a little methane. All right. Um, I'm hoping I'm answering people's questions. Um, how am I doing so far? Am I like interacting enough to give people answers or no? This glasses are bugging me. I have to figure out a way how they're gonna get the reflection out of here. Alrighty. So we're going up to a little bit 45 minutes. I've been yapping for 45 minutes. God dang. Excuse me. Um, I should ask questions. If I ask myself questions, yes, Alex, but she's like, ask yourself questions, stir the pot. What kind of questions would I ask to stir the pot? If there were strangers in here that I didn't know, then yes, I would be stirring pots because I would giving it back to them with the questions they're asked. What do you mean, ask the screen? Hi, I'm Greg. I have a question. Uh, thanks, Joe. I'm in a yapping mood, I guess. Oh, how do I edit? I should edit this out afterwards, maybe because if I have an answer that I want to publish, maybe I should edit it out and just publish the answer, right? Uh, what was I gonna say? Joe, did I answer your question? Because it's a little. Oh, it's Jay. Jesus. Yes, Jay. Oh, Joe, did I answer your question? You see how blind I am? I am geeking right now. Sorry, Jay. That's how blind I am, Jay. I can't see. Oh my God. Um, Louie's all quiet over there. She's not geeking or anything, but this is funny shit. Thanks, Ashley, for not letting it go because that was too funny. If I kept calling her Joe, I'll feel bad. Shit. Um. Anyways, um, that's funny. No, these are readers, Jay. I was going to call you Joe again, Jay. But these are readers, and yeah, I think that 2.5. I guess I'm getting blinder, so I have to like go up higher. Let's have Wendy ask the question herself. Is Wendy a subscriber? Is she watching? What's going on? Now I might pick on her. I don't know if she's ready for that. Just kidding. What about your glasses prescription? Thanks, Jay. That is funny right there. Now, how do you guys thumb this thing up? Uh, why would you thumb it up? I don't get it. Uh, it says 7 watching and 2 thumbs up. I don't know. Whatever. She's watching and she's ready. And no, and she's ready. She just doesn't know how to ask. It's in the chat, but I can't text her and watch at the same time. Let her know to click the chat. Hi, Wendy. If you go to the bottom right corner, you'll see a little heart, a little plus, and a little smiley face, and the word chat. Type in your question there, and it will pop up, and I will read it and answer it for you. Um, I do not know. On the oh, sorry, it's on the bottom right there. See, it says chat. Wait a second, right there. Boom, boom. See it? Not right there. Yep. If she doesn't have, yeah, if she's not on YouTube, she probably won't be able to answer a question. If she doesn't have a channel, she might not answer a question. Um, but it's okay. There's always next time. There's always next time, Wendy. It's not a big deal. But if you do have a question, write it down. That way you don't forget. And if you write it down, put it on your fridge door because you will forget the way you put it as well. Okay. Thanks for helping me out, Jay and Ashley. I'm trying to make this. Again, I'm not computer literate. I'm doing my best. Let's see. See, I don't even know which side to point to make it right because hi, Miss Page, to, to chat. Um, how do you know we are infinite beings? My roommate. Again, physically, you don't know. Physically, your meat bag exists to to be here. When you die, um, you don't remember. Basically, you remember the last muscle movement, basically, and remembering the last muscle movement. Um, you're like, what's going on? What's happening? What's going on? What's happening? About a million times, and then you just don't remember. You don't remember until the first spark of light. The first spark of light is what catches your attention. So you're in the darkness and you have nothing or anything to identify nothing. So you're in a nothing, and all of a sudden there's a spark of light. And all of a sudden, your voice, again, the interaction in your head comes around and says, what the hell was that? Or what was that? Or wow. That spark of light is actually the first neuron that is being created in the developing fetus's brain. Each neuron that creates and completes and whatever, I'm not exactly sure I'm using the right terms, but whatever the brain creates, a cell that has photosynthesis or the photon that interacts with it in a form of electricity creates a spark. And that's what you're witnessing. So in that nothingness comes a spark, and a second spark, and a third spark. By the time you're 9 months old, or you're ready to be given birth at 7, 8, whatever month you're ready to give birth, or you're ready to come out, those sparks are firing in the form of a movie. So you ever draw something on a piece of paper and then you flip the paper down, and once if you put a point here, it starts all the way across. Sorry, if you put a point, well, here it is. If you put a piece of point here, then you work it all the way across. And if you flip the pages, you're going to see the point moving. That's the movie that the sparks are creating. And when you come out, you are integrated into a flawless sense of spark. You are still creating your reality on this realm from sleep. And each nap and each, sleep cycle cements that spark into a reality. So if you're watching newborn babies and there's a fan above them, that fan is fascinating because it reminds them of the spark. It reminds them of that internal existence and within the mother, that the spark is now their reality. It's no longer it's a fluid spark. It doesn't stop. There's no stopping it. But if you are not infinite, then you will not experience this over and over and over and over and over again. Okay. So physically, you can't. Physically, you don't know how infinite you are. Physically, you do not know how much God does. And he really doesn't do much. He just thinks about it and it's reality. So we think about it and it's part of something. It's not reality. Okay. So it's not as above, so below. It is different. Okay. So the infinite waters or the infinite existence or the infinite beings that we are um, can mean many different things. We all start from chemical existence. We might have thought it was infinite. Then we go to a mineral existence. We might have thought it was infinite. Then we go to a plant existence. We might have thought it was infinite. Then we go to a being of light existence, which we are now. Then we might think it's infinite. Then we go to a light being, and we might think it's infinite. Then we go to etheric being. Now, etheric being low level might think it's infinite. Etheric being high level, or level 12, knows it's not infinite. Okay. And how long do we keep coming back and to being human on earth? We keep coming back until we realize our purpose. And our purpose is to interact and help each other become functional, well meaning, moral, integrity riddled human beings. Wait a second. Human beings, don't like that word, but beings of light. Okay. So that interaction is how long we have to keep coming back to being a being of light on earth. Um, what realm of earth you come back on, that is the question, because there's different realms and different births of earth as well. And time itself has no meaning. Time space has no meaning. And who decides where you go from the dark space you enter after death? It's not a decision. You create with God. Everything emotional that you have from beginning to end is part of God's creation, and everything emotional that you have and carry is irrelevant in that dark space. Okay. So who decides? Unknown. How it gets decided? It's death. The higher you climb up to understanding that you are forever and you are infinite, you choose when to die. Uh, we don't have that at the moment because it is what it is. So we are supposed to be completely flawless when to get to that level. I don't know the actual word for flawless. When you reach that supposed level, like what type of state is it? I don't know. I've never been to that state. I mean, that state is something we cannot comprehend. The only state we can comprehend is what we are now, and that's beings of light. Okay. So our comprehension uh, is not flawless. We know nothing. Um, our comprehension is based on nothing, and that darkness is the reality of that nothing. And the ponderance of us stuck in that nothing is that dark space. Okay. Because when you're in that dark space, there's no realization until that spark. Okay. When you said you're ready to move on because you're at that level, again, we do not know, Jay. We're not flawless. When we get to that level, we do not know what that is. Okay. So when you reach that supposed level, like what type of state is it? Well, etheric state. And to give you an example, an etheric state level 12 has, wow, it has a couple of trillion galaxies in it. Yeah. A couple of trillion galaxies in it that it's maintaining. What are you maintaining? Okay. So that level is maintaining galaxies, right? Our sun is maintaining our Earth, and we're maintaining what? Our phone and computers? I don't know. What are we maintaining? That vortex, that point in brain when it shuts down, and that point in brain where mind enters creates that vortex. And that point and the interaction between, oh, I can't know my left from my right here. Mind and brain, that interaction is a vortex, right? So as the it's better this one. As the vortex is spinning, entering, then that's what we're experiencing. And that experience is what we're capable of, every single one of us. And that experience is what gives us the insight to nothing. That nothing is more powerful. And that in that nothing, there's everything. And that everything is mind. Okay. Because at that level of etheric existence, what have we learned? We have learned a lot more than we know now. What do we know now? We know nothing. So the only truth is that we know nothing. And that's why I say that I know nothing. I think it was Mr. Socrates that said it first, that he knows, the only thing he knows is that he knows nothing. And I completely agree with him. The only thing that we know is we know nothing. So the more we let go of that persistence, the more we let go of what doesn't really matter, the more we're able to focus on that vortex that is possible within us. And in that point, you can ask that question yourself, and you will get an answer yourself, because that is interaction with mind. I hope that answer your question, Jay. It's comprehensive to that reality that we don't know. Okay? Beings of light, our light comes over from within, and we experience it externally to create a reality. I liked it better when I was calling you Joe, Jay. All right. So we're in for an hour. Should we call it a quit or should I keep going? It is pretty funny, actually. Um, Okay, so let's I don't know. What do you guys want to do? You want to keep going or you want to stop? Feels like that was a solid sesh. Bro, I'm only scratching the surface. You know that. You have questions, you better like be real that you're gonna bring them on, because I can spend an hour or two in just a single question. Uh, what do you think? Should I keep doing this every week or doing it every 2 weeks? I think I might start doing it weekly. Um, and from weekly, hopefully, we'll be podcasting. And after the podcasting, we'll need a crew, and you guys can be part of the crew. How's that? That is the goal, guys. Um, Sound like a plan? What you call it, Louis? So I don't understand if somebody who's Hannah, uh, who's Hannah? Hi, Hannah. Let's see. Plan Stan, Jay's roommate. Hi, Hannah. Nice to meet you. All right, Zoas, you straight with this or no? Maybe you can get some music going for me, bro. All right. So let's I don't know what to do here. So Hannah, if you have questions, write them down and I'll be happy to answer them. But don't forget, pin them on the fridge. That way you remember. Okay. Ooh, intro music. Yes, that's Johnny. Johnny got that stuff. It'll be some nice doof, doof, techno stuff, whatever it's called. All right. So I'm gonna see if I can end this, and I'll see y'all Wednesday, I guess, and face to face. Okay. All right. Um. Oh, Hannah, no need to thank me. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. All right. I'll see you all soon. Peace, everybody. God bless.